Welcome to the Life of KG, your ultimate destination for all things motivation and business insights. Join me, Katie Godfrey, serial entrepreneur and the brains behind the KG brand. Along the way, we'll welcome inspiring guests and share invaluable business tips to fuel your growth journey. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and leave us a review. With that said, let's dive into the world of success together.
I am so privileged to know the inside of so many businesses, hundreds, if not thousands. And the one thing that loads of people struggle with is numbers. We make so much money, but then it's gone by the end of the month. We don't know where it's gone. We don't know our outgoings. We don't know our incomings. We don't know our profit margins with the treatments, which is an absolute must if we are running a business. I have been working long and hard creating an app that is for you to make sure that you know your numbers inside out and become the CEO you really need to be. So make sure you check out the show notes below and find out more.
Hey everyone, welcome back to A Life of KG. I hope you're all doing well and really enjoying all of the episodes that we've been putting together for you lately. If you have been liking them, I would just love your feedback. What kind of your favourite episodes? What are your least favourite episodes? Honestly, all feedback is good feedback. Do you prefer interviews? Do you prefer solos? What subjects do you like? Honestly, give me all the feedback because that's the only way that we can improve. I've also been looking at the stats of the podcast recently, and we need more people to subscribe. We're getting so many listeners, which is amazing. And we're getting new listeners daily, which honestly blows my mind. After 7 years of podcasting and still getting new listeners, it's amazing. But our listener count is a lot higher than our subscriber count. So if you can subscribe, we'd be really, really grateful, because then you're going to get an alert every single time a new episode released. At the moment, we try and do them every other week on a Monday, but sometimes we sneak in an extra one for you guys too. If there is anything that you want me to hash out on the podcast, please let me know and I'll always try and make that happen. Anyway, on today's episode, I just wanted to do an episode on momentum. How do we keep up that momentum? Why are successful people successful and others aren't? And to be honest, a lot of that comes down to just not giving up, our mindset. And really that seems like such a simple thing, yet it's so difficult for people to do and keep going. Because actually it's not that simple, having a positive mindset all the time or having a real clear focus all the time. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be super positive all of the time, because that's just not life. But we do need to have a bigger reason in us of why are we doing business? Now, I always love saying, and my clients know this as well, we need more than just money. Now, don't get me wrong, I love money, and I'm so blessed that I earn a very, very good living. I can provide, I can live in Dubai, I can do all of these things, but that's not my driver. That's not what wakes me up in the morning. It's helping people. It's having a bigger impact on lives. It's knowing what my deep why is. So I'd really urge you to think what is your reason for business? What do you really want out of this? What is going to keep you going when times get hard? If something happens in your personal life that really rocks the boat, what is it that's going to still get you out of bed in the morning to still work on the business or still show up for your team or still create that new course or whatever that is? You need to have a really, really deep why to keep going, and that will keep the momentum up. And momentum is so important because as business owners, as entrepreneurs, as creators, we can't just be in and then step out and then in and then step out again. We have to be fully in all of the time. We have to keep going, keeping that momentum up. And that's not easy, which is why most businesses fail. How can you keep that momentum up when life is hard? How can we keep that momentum up when we keep getting told no? How can we keep that momentum up when staff keep messing around and handing in their notices? How can we keep them up when I'm trying to get the new clients through the door and can't? Like, whatever is going on in life, like, how do you keep the momentum up? And that is purely why successful are successful and people aren't successful. Now, let me tell you some stats on this, okay? 50% of people do not make it through their first year of business. That's huge. 50% of people don't make it through business in the first year. That's how hard it is, right? And we all know, if we've been in business for longer than a year, the first year is, one of the real toughest. It's actually the one that maybe you have the most momentum on because it's new, it's fresh, it's shiny. Everything is all buzzy still, but it starts getting hard, which is why 80% of people then fail, close their businesses in 5 years' time. I hate the word failure, but it's like, that's just the stat, okay? Like 50% in the first year fail, 80% in the first 5 years that fail, because it gets so hard. We don't get in business and it's hard to start with and then it gets easier. Trust me, it doesn't get easier. Bigger the business, bigger the problems. That always is what happens. But we don't ever, and I don't think I'd ever believe the fact of someone sitting here on this couch or any podcast I listen to or anything and go, oh yeah, I got to a certain point in business and then it was just really smooth sailing. Some things become easier, of course they do. I've gained loads more freedom now. That's a lot more easier than being trapped behind the chair. But then I have other bigger problems. So when we sort one thing, there might be something else that happens after that, which is why 96% of businesses fail after 10 years. 10 years. You'd think if someone's been in business for 10 years, they would have it all sorted out. No. And that 4% of businesses that are left also doesn't mean that's profitable. That doesn't mean that, because they've been in business 10 years, they're a profitable business or, they're absolutely smashing it. It's because they just haven't given up. It's because that momentum's been there for them to keep going, which is really important. So where are you currently on your business journey? Are you in that first year? Are you within that 5 years? Are you about to hit that 10-year mark? Have you been in business for 20 years and you're like, my gosh, I'm in that 4% of people that have made it? Honestly, celebrate yourself, because 4% is not a lot. So the key thing is to keep going. We're made different. We're so different to the average person, because the average person wouldn't keep going. They would have given up on the first hurdle. Yeah, as business people, we fall so much, but we have to get back up. And that doesn't mean we can't have a down day, but we might just have that down day and get back up the next day. I always say, like, how many of us know what we need to know, but then don't act it? Which is why when it comes to business, everything is always repeatable as well. I always say that we kind of end up getting bored with what we do and we're looking for that next shiny thing. Because actually the thing in business that works is we have to repeat. We have to repeat what's working. And it's all about being repetitive. We have to keep doing that marketing. It's working. Keep doing it. We have to do our messaging a certain way because it's working, so keep doing it. We need to train our teams a certain way. So we repeat it. And it's all about repeating, but it's the same as learning. Lots of people might say to me, oh, I don't need to learn anything new, or I don't need to join that coaching course, or I'm learning all the things that I've already learned, the things I need to do. But I'm like, but you need to keep hearing the same thing over and over again, because at different points of our career, we will hear different things in different ways at different times that then we can go and implement into our business. I know so much about business, so much. And that's not me blowing my own trumpet or anything, but I've done a lot of courses. I'm a business strategist. Like I've built a 7-figure business. Like there isn't a lot that I don't know. But does that mean I stopped learning? No. I tell you what, I still even do work every now and then on ideal client. That's one of the most basic first things you should do in business. But does that stop? Do I sometimes learn new things on that? 100%. There's always so much to learn. all the time on things that we already know, but we need to keep hearing it over and over again. I'm always learning and bringing new things in, or, you know, being more creative with maybe things that I knew in the past. And I will always go on and teach like my clients that. But do my clients go, I've been with Katie for X amount of time now, so I don't really need her anymore because she's taught me all that she knows? No. Because people need to hear time and time again similar things in a different way, or things that I then maybe do learn that's new in business and then go and implement that into mine, and then the client needs to know that. Like, it's a forever evolving thing of what we need to hear and what we need to do that's repetitive in our business. I done a mastermind day not so long ago with all of my clients, and I was like, there's no point listening to what we're listening to or what you're learning today if then you're not going to go and implement. But then actually you might have heard a lot of this stuff before, but there will also be so many triggers that we do that you'll be like, aha, I forgot about that. Or, oh, I already knew that, but I haven't implemented that yet. So the whole point is then going away and actioning that. We've all heard the expression of knowledge is power. And we all need the knowledge, we really do. But actually it's not the power, it's the execution that's the power. We can have all the knowledge up here, we can have all the know-how, we can do every course under the sun, we could do every mastermind. We can be the most knowledgeable person in our industry, but if we're not doing anything with it or we're not actually implementing, that's when then we stunt our growth and we don't actually like go to that next level. But it's not knowledge that's power, it's the execution, and we need to do that. And the only way that we will do that is if we keep the momentum up. So that's why it comes back to your stronger why. Why are you doing this? What's going to get you out of bed in the morning? What's going to tell you to keep going when things get bloody hard? What's going to tell you to keep going when you haven't been paid for months on end, but your staff have? That's what you need to get to keep the momentum up. What do we look at when it comes to athletes? Do you think Ronaldo doesn't train anymore because he's the top footballer in the world? I'm guessing he's the top footballer in the world. I don't even like football. Luke will kill me for that comment. But do you think he doesn't train anymore? I'm pretty sure he still trains every single day. Every year I host a UK event, and we have just released tickets for our January event, which I am so excited about. You do not want to miss out. We have high-level learning, insane speakers, and a community of people that just get it. You will come away from the day completely motivated and loads to be able to implement into your business. We always have extremely limited spots, so if you want a seat at this table, then make sure you head over to go and grab your ticket now. Click below on the show notes and go and grab your ticket. You know, the top athletes of the world are still training every single day. They don't become the top athletes and then be like, I'm top now, so I don't need to do the thing that I done to get me here. They will keep going. They will keep repeating that process over and over again. And they also didn't get to the top by just dabbling. They become masters at what they were doing. And they would repeat that training process over and over and over again. Top entrepreneurs in the world, like I'm talking the Richard Bransons, Oprah, all of them top people. Do you think they're not like constantly evolving and growing and being immersed in their business? Of course they are. Otherwise it would have phased out by now. Like they are so fully involved into their businesses and, you know, they're obsessed with it. You need to be obsessed with what you're trying to do to keep it going. Because if we're not obsessed with it, we can't be fully immersed. We can't keep the momentum up, which is why it's so much more than money normally. Babies. I give this example on a client day recently. Those of you that have children and, you know, it's time for your little ones to start walking, and they walk and they walk and they walk and they fall. They keep walking, they fall. You know, sometimes they take a step and then they just can't do the next step, and then you've got to try again another day, try again another day. Sometimes it'll take weeks, sometimes it'll take months. My son didn't walk for ages. Do you think I thought, do you know what, he's just not a walker. He's never going to be a walker. No. We kept telling him to get up, try again, try again, try again. What is the difference? There is no difference regarding a baby that's trying to walk or someone that's trying to build a business, no matter what level or stage that's at. So it's really, really important to remember that we have to keep going. We have to keep that momentum up. And there's 3 things that we have to do to make sure that we do that. Of how do we keep that momentum up? How do we stay successful? And number 1 is be really obsessed. Be obsessed with that why. Be obsessed by the reason you're doing it. That might be the outcome you're obsessed with, how that makes someone feel, the impact you want to make. It might be proving someone wrong. It might be not wanting to live how you grew up when you was younger. It's normally some type of why that could make you cry even about thinking about it. It has to be a really strong why. It has to be obsession and love. I always say you can't build a business when there's no passion there. And passion is so similar to being obsessed. Like, you have to have that. We have to want to swap that Netflix series with whatever we're working on. And people say, you're so lucky, you're so lucky. I hate that term. So lucky. So lucky about what? So lucky that I'm successful. You do not know how many hours I have lost of sleep. You do not understand why I'm a naturally grey. You don't understand the relationships we've lost along the way. You don't understand, the things that I've sacrificed or the risks that we've taken. So I'm sure you've been told, if you're listening to this podcast, oh, you're so lucky. And if you're like me, I absolutely hate the saying, like, this doesn't come down to luck. This comes down to momentum. This comes down to I was not willing to give up. This comes down to I was obsessed with what I was doing and the outcome that I needed to give, which is why I'm still here 16 years later. So be obsessed with what you're doing is number 1. Number 2 is action. We need to take action on a daily. All the things we do daily that builds our business up, that gets us to where we want to go, all will build up and get to that point where it starts working and the money starts coming in, or the new clients happen, or you gain more visibility, or whatever that end goal is. You need to take action every single day, even when we don't feel like it. We can't have the beauty of what employed people do, of it's like, oh, do you know what, I don't feel well today, I'm going to call in sick. Or something really bad has happened in my life, so I'm going to get a sick note and have a few months off. Oh gosh, have I always wanted to have that possibility? Sometimes, yes. We've gone through really difficult times in our family where I'm like, oh my God, we would have got a sick note for a good year to go through whatever it was that we was going through. But I can't, because I'm a business owner. I still had to take action every single day, even when I felt like not getting out of bed. Even when I felt that I was depressed at times because of whatever was going on behind closed doors, I still made sure I took action every single day. I still showed up for myself, for my team, for my clients. I still had to take action. So no, we can't have, call in and be sick. No, we can't get a sick note and be off work for X amount of time. We're running businesses. You have to keep the momentum, because the second you stop doing that, success doesn't come. So if you are sitting there and you're like, do you know what? I haven't got successful. I'm not successful. It's really difficult. And you're making all these excuses under the sun. Is it because you haven't taken action every day? Have you not been consistent? So really, really do think about that. Because I bet if there's something missing, that's most probably the part. Consistency, taking action every single day, even when we don't feel like it. And then lastly, focus. Now, focus is such a huge part. And I also actually think it's one of the hardest parts, because naturally, as entrepreneurs, as visionaries, as creators, we have a million and one things in our mind that are buzzing. We've got this idea, that idea, this idea. And it's like, wow, let's do all of these things. Let's go out and create this new business or start this new service or whatever that might be. Where our focus flows, our energy flows. We need to make sure that we're focusing on the right things all of the time. If we start trying to focus on multiple things, it's not going to get our energy. So we need to make sure that our focus is on, that why, that reason, the end result. Focus is so, so key. And this is why, I love it as a business coach when I'm working with entrepreneurs and our mind is like, well, I've got this idea, this idea, this idea. And I'm all for that. And I'm not saying these ideas can't come to life. 100% they can. But let's work on one thing. Let's put our energy into that one thing, make that really work. And then let's go on to the next thing and put all our energy there. It's so important than spreading yourself too thin. So really be super focused, be obsessed, take action, and be super focused. And it will really, really pay off. Be that 4% of people that make it after 10 years. But you know what? Be that profitable 4%. Not the 4% of those that are like, do you know what? I've been in business 10 years, but I am burnt out. You're running a business. Make sure you're running it like a business, like the CEO that you are. Put that hat on. Be fully immersed. If you want to be successful, trust me, you can be successful. It only comes down to you. I am so sick of hearing excuses. I hear excuses daily from people. Kate, I haven't got the time to do this. Kate, I can't invest in this. Kate, this happened at home and this and that, so it's taken me off track. And I'm so done with the excuses. We can't play the victim. We decided to, walk this road. We decided to open these companies. So then you need to not do the excuses. You need to put them aside. And you need to stay focused. And you need to have the momentum all the time. Because every time you have an excuse, it sets you back. And don't get me wrong, we've all been there. We've all made different excuses. If you're really tired and I can't focus. Or you're like, do you know what? I really can't afford something. We've had people that have come from really, really good backgrounds and they don't have anything that they can kind of blame, but yet don't have that focus. Then we've had people that have come from really maybe not good backgrounds or something traumatic has happened or something trauma-wise has happened, yet they freaking smash it. Why is that? Because they've got that really strong belief of they can do it. This doesn't happen to everyone, but they're not playing on what happened. They're just driving forward of they can do it, and they're so focused and they're determined and they keep the momentum up rather than blaming, I was a single mum, so I can't do that. I hear that all the time. It really winds me up. I'm a single mum, so I can't do that. I haven't got no time. Don't bullshit me. I've been a single mum with 2 children. And what? I was running X amount of salons then as well. I had a huge company. I still done it. There's no time for excuse or, I can't do that because my family this. Honestly, I hear excuses all of the time. Don't play the victim. You can always find time. There will be somehow, when it comes to investing, there'll be somehow that you could find money or you can sell something or anything. I was actually funny because obviously I live in Dubai now, and before I moved, I was selling all of my stuff because I wanted to start again. When I was in Dubai, we shipped not a lot of stuff over. So we started again. And I was selling things on Vinted, on Marketplace. And I was like, do you know what? I really can't bother to do this. I really can't be bothered to do it. And thank God I don't have to do this if I didn't want to, but why would we not if we can make some extra money, right? The amount of crap that we had in our home that we recycled to other people that wanted to buy it was incredible. We made thousands from stuff we didn't need. Can you imagine how much stuff is in your house that you've collected over the years? Clothes, ornaments, stuff. So when people go, they've got no money, but they really want something, I'm like, you can't want it enough. Money's not the block, because there'll be something that you can sell, something that you could give up, or that coffee a day that you're spending on Costa. Or there's a subscription that you're paying for at the moment that you could stop. Or there's clothes in your wardrobe that you haven't worn for years and you know you can sell them on Vinted. So I can't stand it when that is a thing, because I'm like, you are sitting on money in your home and you have no idea. And I'm living proof of that because I've just sold everything. Yeah, there's loads of stuff I give to charity and all of that stuff too, but loads of stuff we sold. I was like, wow, there is so much money to be made in just your homes alone that you don't even realise. You can thank me later. Everyone was going on Vinted now and Marketplace and selling bits. You'll be really surprised what's in drawers, and it's really funny. But my point is, stop with the excuses. Let's go. Let's be that 4% of people that are still here in another 10 years' time. My guess is life gets harder. So I bet that percentage is going to get even smaller. And I really, really want you to be in that percent. I want you to be here in 10 years' time. I know I still want to be here in 10 years' time. I can't think of doing anything else. Like literally nothing else I want to do other than what I'm doing now, and obviously grow on that. And for me, that's going to take momentum. It's going to take dedication. It's going to take me to be obsessed. It's going to take me to show up every day. Like all of the things I've talked about, I have to implement every day. And I've been in business for 16 years. I've still got to do this. I've still got to work on it. It doesn't come easy. But if you want it enough, you'll do it. So I'm going to leave you on the point of, are you going to be that 4% of people that are here in 10 years' time? If you're saying yes to that, you know what to do. Let me know how you get on.